The top 10 stocks on the Robinhood app. You already know this is going to be an entertaining video when we got to get into the top 10 stocks on the Robinhood app. And I got to say, some of these stocks really surprised me, and some of them did not surprise me very much at all. Let's just put it that way. Nonetheless, I want to get into this, guys. We haven't done one of these videos on top 10 Robinhood stocks in a long time, so I hope you guys enjoy this. I think the last time I did one was maybe like 2 years ago or so. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. If you're looking to join us in the private stock group, my private Discord chat, everything like that, check out pinned comment down there. Alrighty, guys, so the 10th most popular stock on the Robinhood app is Lucid, LCID, about a $75 billion market cap in regards to Lucid. They're going to likely have to dilute shareholder value again in the future and raise money. Company has said that in the past, so just understand, like, dilution's likely coming again in Lucid over the next couple of years. Lucid doesn't really surprise me that much in regards to this one being a Robinhood stock and so popular. Not really. And the reason being is everybody's looking for the next Tesla, right? If you didn't partake in Tesla, a lot of folks are a little upset, right? They're like, oh, man, look what happened with Tesla. Now it's $1 trillion plus market cap. What's the next Tesla? Ooh, Lucid, American company, building factories in the United States. They might have international factories coming. Something with the Saudis it might be coming here down the pipe, right? And so folks are looking at it and they're like, maybe this could be the next, multi-$100 billion or $1 trillion market cap, right? Now, my opinion on that is, Tesla's a one of one in that space, right? In Lucid, you got to understand they're just really trying to compete on the high end of the market. So they're, at least what they've divulged as reasoning, they've never gotten into really like, we're going to be a mass market automaker like Tesla has, right? So I think that's very important to understand with this Lucid company is, you might never find another Tesla in terms of another auto manufacturer growing to become a massive Goliath company like that, right? Now, in regards to Lucid, it's supposed to do around $2 billion of revenue in the upcoming year. Obviously, it's supposed to lose a lot of money, and they should continue to lose money for quite a substantial amount of time into the future. Now, if I can understand people being invested in the stock if they're very confident that Lucid's going to become a company that's doing tens of billions of dollars year in and year out, right? Like 20 billion, 50 billion, something like that, because then you can kind of get to the profitability that would make this company likely make sense on a valuation basis, right? But if you can't get this company to like a $40-50 billion type numbers over the next 5-10 years, then it's really hard stock to own. And if you're just playing on the high end, you got to understand there's only so many folks that want to buy your vehicle, and there's going to be a lot of companies that are going to compete on the high end too. I think the real play is who's the mass market maker, right? And it looks like Tesla's going to be that company. So yeah, but it doesn't surprise me that one's up there. Number nine is NIO. Look at NIO stock. Another one that does not surprise me that it's up there in terms of top 10 Robinhood stocks, okay? $50 billion market cap. In regards to NIO, what's the bad thing? The bad thing with NIO is it's a Chinese company. And when it comes to Chinese stocks, we know what the situation's been. It's been dire. It's been awful, right? Look at what's happened to Alibaba and every single Chinese stock out there. It's been pretty much bad, right? Everybody's been, there's so much conflict kind of between China and the U.S. markets. And what are you actually buying when you buy a United States company and possible delisting of Chinese companies? That's what NIO has really going bad for when it comes to this one, $50 billion market cap. So about a market cap about $25 billion less than Lucid. But this company is actually in a much better position than Lucid. But it's a Chinese company, right? They're going to be much closer to profitability than Lucid is. Expected to lose about 23 cents a share EPS. That's 22 analysts that cover this stock. As far as next year goes, as far as revenue growth, 74%. Almost $10 billion expected for revenue growth for this company in 22. So when it comes to NIO, it's definitely a stock I can understand investors want to be in. And NIO's looking good if they don't ever get delisted or have to go through anything like that. As long as the tensions between the United States and China calm down when it comes to the financial markets, as long as that happens, I think NIO could be a long-term winner, especially now that they've gotten through the worst part of their business, because that worst part is when you're first starting to scale your business up as an EV player or just automaker in general. Now that they're through that part, if they can just get to that part where they don't get delisted, hey, this could actually be a pretty good stock long term, and maybe even build into 100 or dare I say, a several $100 billion market cap with NEO. So that one does not surprise me. Number 8, this one actually is a little surprising to me. Walt Disney. So obviously Disney's a big Goliath company, right? A big beast. But it's not that traditional Wall Street bets type stock. I mean, think about this. This isn't like really a tech play, when you think about it. Although Disney Plus is a big thing. It's really a theme park play, a movie play for the most part, and licensing deals and those sorts of things. Now, almost a $300 billion market cap on Disney. Stock, hasn't done a lot in the past year. 142 is the low. 203 is the high for this stock, so it's much closer to a 52-week low than a 52-week high. When it comes to Disney, look at this, okay? Big EPS acceleration expected over the next year. Also, really nice revenue growth expected over the next year. And think about this for a moment. With, in my opinion, what's going to happen in the springtime is mask mandates are going to go away. And as we get closer to summer, I think travel is going to fully open up. I think Roni numbers are going to be like way down there because everybody's going to already gotten in. Starting in February, actually, the numbers are just going to skyrocket down. And so I look at this as theme parks being fully open. I think, I think they're going to be in a pretty dang good spot for the next couple of years. But it's definitely not the cheapest stock in the world if you look at a forward P on the stock. So that is something to keep in mind. It is surprising to me that it's that highly ranked on Robinhood, to be quite honest. Okay, Amazon, the 7th most popular stock on Robinhood. Also a little surprising, although Amazon's such a big company, shouldn't surprise you that it's going to be one of the most popular stocks out there. But the fact that it's the 7th most popular on Robinhood does surprise me a bit. It does. A $1.67 trillion market cap now on Amazon. Now, Amazon's really interesting because I think Robinhood people are onto something here. Look at the stock price, okay? The stock price hasn't moved since August of 2020. We're in 2022 now. We're down $100 a share from where the stock was literally in August of 2020. So the way I look at Amazon is they've made tremendous progress in their business. They're actually trading pretty cheap on a forward PE basis right now. Amazon Web Services continues to become a bigger and bigger beast, and just with very little to no competition in that market, right? We know their e-commerce side of their business just gets bigger and bigger, and that's not going to slow down anytime soon. That just continues to grow and grow and grow, and will grow as far out as you can possibly see. Plus, they got all their other businesses. So I think Amazon's a really good stock right now. And if you told me I had to buy a big tech outside of Facebook stock, Amazon's the next one I'm going to right now, because I think Amazon's actually in a really good position, not just for 22, but for 22 and 23 as well. So yeah, I definitely approve of that one, okay? Let's get to the next one. The 6th most popular stock on Wall Street Bets is Mr. Softy, Microsoft. You know what? This one probably surprises me even more than Amazon. The fact that this is the 6th most popular stock on Robinhood, obviously it's a massive market cap, so it's going to attract a ton of people, $2.4 trillion market cap. But Microsoft, you don't really think about this one as a growth stock. And when you think about folks that are on the Robinhood app, a lot of them are looking for the next, huge gainer, right? And maybe this is a sign when you're starting to see some of these stocks that the Robinhood investors are starting to play it more safe. Whereas the old days of Robinhood, it was kind of like, let's play it as now we might get in a couple dangerous stocks here. So I don't want to get everybody to think like, the only stocks Robinhood folks buy nowadays are safe stocks. But it is interesting that Microsoft is the 6th most popular stock on the app, right? You look at Microsoft and it's not like some crazy growth company, although the growth rates are impressive for how big this company is. Nice EPS expected. Mr. Softy, what can you say about the company? It's a solid company. It's a beast, and it's going to continue to just be a profit machine and a cash flow machine in future years, right? But yeah, man, Mr. Softy and Amazon being up there is a little surprising. The 5th stock up here. Here we go, okay? Now we get to the good old days of Robinhood. Sundial Growers, SNDL. Yeah, most of you guys watching this are probably like, what the heck? This is the 5th most popular stock on Robinhood? More popular than Microsoft? More popular than Amazon? Oh my gosh, okay. Yes, okay, Robinhood folks like this one nonetheless. This one topped out about $4 in the past 52 weeks. It's been trading around 50 cents recently, 58 cents here today. This is a Jack Jackson player, and it's a little over a $1 billion market cap when it comes to sundial growers here. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything bad about that one. In terms of that sundial growers, the kind of issue is with that one is a Canadian company. I'm in the Planet, and the reason I like being in the Planet versus a lot of these other Jack Jackson plays is because the Planet, I can actually go down to the Las Vegas Superstore, see how busy it is. I can go to other places and see the products out there. I can go to the Orange County store. And so I like how they're in America. And so that's why I built this one in a big position, not just because of their huge growth opportunity, because a lot of these companies in this space have a ton of growth ahead of them, but specifically because I can actually see this one, for myself, right? So, but yeah. That's one of those stocks that I can understand being up there because, the Robinhood folks like to take a little more risk, okay? Next one up here, the fourth. This one's shocking to me. The fourth most popular stock on Robinhood for the Robinhood stocks is Ford Motor Company. So, listen, 4 of the top 10 stocks on the Robinhood app are auto manufacturers, all right? If they gave me 20 seconds to get on the Robinhood app and give everybody an announcement when they log on, okay? Here would my announcement be, okay? Hey, auto manufacturers are cyclical. When interest rates go up, this is bad for auto manufacturers. Don't be surprised if a lot of these auto sales slow down massively in the back half of 22 and going into 23. That would be my 20-second message for this, okay? Because obviously autos have been red hot. And a lot of folks expect autos to stay red hot in 22. But keep in mind, if interest rates continue to rise throughout 22 and they do, let's say, 4 or 5 interest rate rises, that's really bad because then you can afford less car. And also, like I said, the auto industry is always cyclical. So you go through these massive bull cycles and then you go through these vicious cycles where autos aren't growing or even going down. Kathy Woods talked about this recently. I've talked about this in the past, where essentially you could end up in a market where everybody starts looking to the used auto market, right? Prices start falling. If prices start falling, that's obviously extremely detrimental to auto manufacturers, especially if you're a company like Ford and most of your business still comes from, ICE vehicles, right? Internal combustion engines. And so this is something very important to keep in mind. And then if you think about high growth names, right, which is all the EV players, well, if the market slows massively, then you don't have that growth rate. If you don't have that growth rate, then all of a sudden people are looking at it and they're like, this isn't what I was expecting for growth. So it's extremely important. This isn't this sort of market that just grows to the sky. The auto manufacturing market is a cyclical market, and you go through some vicious down cycles or some stagnating markets. And don't be surprised if that starts in the back half of 22 into 23, okay? So, Ford, number 4, as far as EPS, expected to have a healthy EPS this year, expect to have healthy revenue growth of almost 15% analysts have for this company next year. Alrighty, guys, the third one up here doesn't surprise me. If this was not, a meme stock, I would be shocked that AMC is a top 3 stock, but because this one's obviously so popular, yeah, I mean, it continues to be in a ton of folks' accounts. I don't know how many folks are really into the whole movement now and those sorts of things, but it continues to be a super, super popular stock. The interesting thing with AMC now, a lot of folks got involved with that stock because it was a meme stock. It got in the culture, right, of the stock market, and it was super heavily shorted. If you pull up the latest short interest, AMC is not even close to being up here like some of these other stocks. If you want to join the movement as far as stocks that have great long-term futures and are heavily shorted, join some of this, a few of these stocks on this list. There's a few of these stocks on this list that these companies actually have legit massive, revenue growth over the next 5-10 years, and they're some of the most shorted stocks out there, okay? That's all I'll say about that. The number 2 most popular stock on Robinhood, Tesla TSLA, does not surprise me at all. Tesla, $1.111 trillion market cap company here today. It's Tesla. This is like a core holding for, I think, most folks that are in the stock market that are younger folks. And so naturally, Robinhood users are going to slide to the younger side and a little more, wanting to play risk. And so Tesla's just natural that it's going to be up there. There's just no question about that. When it comes to Tesla, Unbelievable year expected in 22. Great EPS growth. I think they're going to do $10, if not over $10 of EPS in 22. Great revenue growth expected this company, 41%. I wouldn't be surprised if they're up near 50% in 22 as far as revenue growth goes. Should be another huge year for good old Tesla. My Tesla, that one doesn't surprise me. And Apple is the number one most popular stock on the Robinhood app. It's Apple. I think everybody has an Apple device out there just about, and it's the biggest company. It's the biggest piece of them all. They crossed $3 trillion recently, and so it doesn't surprise me that Apple is definitely up there. Not as much growth expected for Apple as in past years. That is something to kind of keep in mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free to do so. And if you're looking to join us in the private stock group, the private Discord chat, check out pinned comment down there. Much love as always, and have a great day.